Hey, it is Candy, the crafty accountant, and I bought this quirky village from Polka Art Studios, and I cut everything out, and it's gonna be weird as the flip through, but I have all the pieces here. This opens up. It's gonna be kind of strange, but what I wanted to do actually, and this would glue on here. This opens up, and there's all kinds of little places in it. But I thought, how about modifying all of this and adding, like I'm supposed to glue this here, but I thought, I like all these fold outs and they're really cool. But what if, and I cut these out already, I put in a journal in between and then bound the rest of it. So it's all these cute little things. So I don't know if this is going to work. And I had two thoughts for the spine. I could either, I have this piece here I could use, or, I don't know if you watch Natasha from Treasure Books, I could also do a flat, kind of wrap this right around it and make it a loose spine, and then like kind of leave, I don't know, leave a little bit of an edge there, right? I don't know what's gonna happen, so let's just go for this. So I think what I'm going to start with is, let's see, this would glue onto here. So I think my first thing is I'm going to cover this, and what I did is I printed more of this. This was the back page. So let's, I know the edge doesn't work. Can I get both of them in there, I wonder? That would be awesome. Maybe I can. All right. Yeah, let's do this. All right. So what I'm going to do is cover the back of this with tape and some glue. Let's get that. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this tape from scrapbook.com. So let's do that. This is totally an experiment. And as we know, my experiments don't always work. So let's get this glued on.
right. I forgot what I have to do now.
Okay, now that they're glued, what I'm going to do is just cut this right down the middle. And I don't need that much. You know what? I'm going to get my little tools for the corners. Okay, I bought this tool, Handcraft Up Throw. It's got all the pieces here, so it's got a little corner piece, and I'm going to use that. So let's, I want my, here, let's just use this little thing. Actually, I'm going to trim around the edges. They're just a little too big, right? We don't need them that big. That might be a little too small. Oh well. We're just winging it. That's what we do around here. Get some of the edge of this off. So I have just under an hour till my daughter comes home. I don't have my rings on. I've been home all day. I was sick. But instead of doing what I should be doing in this 1 hour I have, I'm doing this. Okay, let's get these corners off and out. And I printed this paper that I'm covering it with. I only used 32-pound paper, so let's see if this is gonna work. Kind of considering this for part of the, whoops, that was not right. Okay, so I've got this. Get these out of the way. All right, let's do this. So I'm recording this on Mother's Day weekend. See how quickly I can get this done and out. I told you how much work I'm supposed to be doing right at this moment, and instead I'm doing this because the work that I really should be doing is more creative, and I don't feel creative, so we're gonna try to drum up some creative juices. All right, so we're gonna get this, right, get that in, and let's push that down. And we'll do this side. And I'm going to push these corners in, right? And let's get the rest of this done. I hope this comes out cool. Let's see. There is this woman that I watch, I believe it's Linda Casey Creations. And she takes digital downloads and just creates these masterpieces from them. And I absolutely love her creativity. And I guess that's kind of the look I'm going for with this one that I'm going to try to do. She makes absolutely beautiful books. And she sells them on Etsy. They're gorgeous. But I'm going to give this a shot because you know what? I bet the first iPhone 1 sucked. right? You gotta start somewhere. Looks like all the cats are sleeping. It is pouring in Louisiana. Yeah, I'm just gonna do both. Oh, except, oh, I can't fold it over that way. All right. All right, now. Okay, so the thought is that then this will get glued onto here, but I'm going to hold off because I don't have a whole plan in motion. And it looks like this would get glued onto here. I guess what I need to figure out is what kind of spine I'm going to have, because if I am using this, I need to get that on before I put this piece on, I think. So we'll hold off doing the spine. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to put some of this together. And since I'm not putting a journal in here, whoops, I guess it's okay for me to get this piece going. And maybe what I'll do, and this actually has, what do you call it, a gusset, or I don't know, call it something. So there's some room in there, but a lot of this is tucking into that. So I'm going to leave this almost as a pocket. I probably will seal it up, but I don't know if I need to tuck something into it when I'm doing the journal. So let's put this piece on. Oops, let me get over here under the camera. Okay. I'm just gonna oops. Set straight. Get that in there. Oh, hold on. That should be lined up. Dang it. Oh man. I think that should be straight on there to the edge. All right, that seems like that works. Okay, and then this goes on here. Oh, although I was thinking about, oh, hear me out on this one. Okay, and this is purely from what Casey Creations does. I think I'm going to cut this and turn it into a slide pocket. All right, hear me out on this one. So, how will I do this? I'm going to, okay. We're going to cut. All right, everybody, people, we're winging this. Let's see. Okay. We're going to cut this across. Should I cut that little hand? I'm going to stick a thing in. Watch, you'll see what I'm going to do. All right. Now, we're going to cut this in 2 pieces. Okay. Then this is going down, right? I feel like I need to get this glued down. Let's get this glued down, right? There's no mistakes. It's creativity. It's art. You know, I think I'm also going to get right in there a little bit. Okay, let's get that in. Let's get that down. And then I want to glue this in. And I'm going to put, this is going to be a pocket. And then I printed a second one out of this. So what I'm going to do is cut this down a little bit smaller and put that in so you could slide it in and out. And this here, so you know, is going over it. And this is going to be cut right down the center. So let's just do that. Right in the center, that's going to go. Okay. And this will go over it and open. And then I'm going to have that little pocket in there. Okay. However, this, oh, Lord. Let's, this is not folding like it was anymore. So I've done something incorrectly, but let's get these folds right. Let's just start with that. Right, because I think when I glued it, maybe it wasn't exact. And okay, that should fix that. And have this. And right flip panel. I believe this goes like in here, because I don't think it's not going to cover this. And let's see, where are the rest of the panels? Here are the rest of the panels. Okay. So these go like this. This, I believe, goes in here. Or maybe right on the back of this. So that'll open up. So, and then that's going to close in there. That's why we have a little gusset. So let's get this piece on here. I think it'll just be easier to figure out if I've got the key players on, that we're not going to have journals or anything on. Okay. Okay. So we have this. Whoops. Too much glue there. This folds out. This is supposed to be a pocket on here, like a kind of a double pocket. And I almost feel like I need to get this in a little bit more. It's like I didn't quite fold that right. Or did I? Because, yeah, I think this needs to be folded in closer. So we're going to do that. And then it looks like we'll have to cut some of that part that's showing off. But I thought this is just so pretty. All right, this, oops. Press that in a little bit more because it shouldn't be hanging off. All right, so it's going to go there. So what I'm going to do is snip this piece off. Let's see. So that's going to go right on there. And you know what, I'm going to cut that right there. Maybe I'm not supposed to, but it just looks like it needs it. All right, we're going to just do this, right? We're just doing it. I'm not going to overthink it because that's what gets us in trouble. And I only have 1 hour of my life today for this, so I got to make the most of it. So let's get, let's see, that's where that is. I kind of just cover it. Perfect. Oh, see, it's too much. Dang it! No, no, no. Let me dang it. All right. I'm going to figure out where that edge is. Okay, hear me out. I know you're all sitting there saying, why is she doing it like this? It's because, you know, I'm no expert, but this has definitely got to be in tighter. It can't be the way I had it. So let's just get that in there, right? Okay, much better. And let's get the glue back on, right? It's not a tragedy. It's gonna be aight. All right, let's try this again. Okay, got it lined up. And I'm going to open this so I don't get glue on the other side. There we go. Okay, so we got this cool little pocket. This pocket goes right here. So we're going to stick that piece in, right? I'm going to do all the stuff we can do that doesn't require too much thinking. Okay, and this piece goes right here. Another cool little pocket, little village. Better that way or this way? You know, we're doing it like that. Center that. Perfect. All right, we are moving and grooving, and I'm just realizing I forgot to ink all of this, but you know what? We're moving on. All right, so right now it would fold right? We want to make sure this folds. And this piece, how does it go? It's supposed to open on there. So, right, it's not opening on there. Yeah. So I believe I'm going to put this in here. Then I'm going to glue this in and the pocket. And I think I'm going to close this down so you could slide stuff in it. But let's get this one in first. And you know what? If I did it wrong, I did it wrong, right? There's a video. You can watch a video. You can do it the right way. But you're being creative. Okay, so we're going to get this in here. I'm going to fold this over and fold it in so it hits the end. There we go. And I do want to close that down. I don't have that panel over it, but let's just get this. Okay. And then we're going to put this piece and glue this whole thing down flat. Okay. So let's get this in. It should still close flat, right? Fabulous. And then I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to do, I'll pull it down a little bit. You know what, I'm going to cut some of the end off because I cut off. Gosh, I hope I get this straight. I'm not the straightest cutter. Let's see. I kind of want it slight overlap, but there we go. That's fine. So I'm going to do 3 corners here. Let's do that. Oops. Okay. Let's get this piece in. Make sure that lines up. That lines up. Good. Okay, that's good. Nice. Okay. Now, let's see. Now we've got these that we're going to put in, and they'll flap open. Honestly, part of me wants to cover this up with something. I don't know with what. Maybe, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually hold on to this, and I'm going to print a back on this, so when I have the card, that there's something nice on there. So let's get that printed with a backing. Okay, I just printed the blue backing that's on this here to the back of this, and I'm just going to cut this out. Here we go. I probably should be making this a little narrower because it's got to fit in there. So it'll definitely have to be narrower and shorter, right? But we kind of want it so that it kind of in line with this here. So let's see what this looks like. All right, so it's definitely too wide. I'm gonna cut some of this off. Right, and let's cut from this side. She's got her pretty little hat. So let's see how much we can take off from here. This may not be enough, but we'll try it. Nope, still too much. Okay, make it narrower. We can do this. Try that. No, or is it just that it's not a great, there we go, but it's very tight. All right, too tight, too tight. I feel like this isn't exactly straight. All right, let's see how that is. Will this work? Okay, that does fit, but it's too long. So let's make it a little shorter. Try a little bit at first. See how that goes. Oh yeah, look how cute. Okay, and then let's cut this piece out. What I'll do is I'll use this for the shutters. I'll save those other shutters for something else. Right now, what I don't know, but something. Okay. Okay. Get all of this out. And just because it's the shutters and I don't want my cutting. Let's try that again. Okay. And I think, because we've seen how bad my folding can be, I think what I'm going to do is line this up on here. Oh, that wasn't bad. Let's try this. Okay, got shutters. And I did, when I went to go print that, I did grab this, which I should have had all along, but let's at least get the shutters done. Okay. So we take this out. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I should have put those shutters underneath. You know, I should have put it under the picture. Can I get that up? No. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, well. It is what it is, right? Live and you learn. So now if you're making this, tuck the shutters underneath the image before you put it on, and then glue it on. Where is that? So, oh, you know, another thing is, we can't put this on. That won't work. This isn't going to work. Yeah, this is a problem. Because it'll go over this. Pull this up. Or I gotta figure something out because this isn't gonna work. If this goes over the cut piece there, I'm ripping this up. Here we go. So it's over there. I am going to, this is a nightmare. All right, well look, we're all learning here, right? So we're just gonna glue that little piece on there. Now that'll go there. And we're gonna rip this little piece up here. Fabulous. Put glue on here. Okay, so do not make that mistake I made if you want to make this a tuck spot. All right, so I'm going to shove that in there. Get these to line up. I'm seeing this. This should be, you know, all right. So clearly I've made a bunch of mistakes. Now you can see what I'm doing here. This is supposed to be closing, and they're not because I didn't do this right. So you see what I did here? I guess I'm going to have to figure out a closure for this next because, yeah, we'll figure that out, but we're not doing that right now. So this will slide into here, and it's got a cute backing now. And I may, let's round these corners, right? And maybe that'll help getting in and out. I feel like maybe I should have done this on heavier stock paper. So this is on 65 that I printed this one. And I do feel like possibly it should have been on heavier paper. Okay, we'll figure out that closure after. Now, let me see. Now, goes with the cover. All right, what am I missing here? So this is the cover, and this, so you could see, so this swings out, right? This is here. I feel like something else is supposed to be here. Oh, they had tuck spots. So what they did is they put the little car, and then they give you so much. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you could tuck and put in. I mean, really, really cute stuff they have. That's garbage. Okay, so you see we got a little cloud. We have a bike. We have this adorable tree. We have these cards. We can make this a book. Or cut them in half, but you can make it a little book. I could even actually put journal paper in there and make it a little cute little book. So we'll see what we're going to do with this. But it's loaded with adorable papers. So, all right. So yeah, this is in their picture. This goes here. And then with tuck spots. So I'm just going to hold off on that because I'm not totally sure what I'm doing with everything. But we now have our basics. So this closes. Okay, perfect. Okay, we've got this done. Opens. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Dang it. Okay, look, another mistake I made. It's too close to the edge. I am going to kind of cut that down a little closer. Hopefully, will that do it? I hope. Or is it still up? right, you see all my mistakes I'm making? Don't do this, people. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so now we have this. Great. Still got to figure this out. So we've got this here. Now I could cover this and do a spine. And I guess I could even cover it in this. I don't know how this would glue on. I may just cover it in this. This needs to be covered totally. Okay, let's figure out what we're going to do with our journal. So I have a bunch of papers, plenty of paper that I pulled out. I had all kinds of stuff. So I had this thing that I had made, but this clearly is not going to fit, but I loved the papers. I still don't know what I'm doing with this thing, but it was one of those waterfall journals that I was playing with. I do have pages here that I could use and make, and I have these cute little, see, I think this stuff would be adorable. This came from like a little coloring book, right? So I could put this stuff in. I think this is super cute in there, right? And that would fit fine. And we could do more. I don't need this one, but I could do more than one. This is books I made that I'm not, but I could use the paper. I'm not going to use this. So let's just cut this. These are books that didn't quite work that I was making or playing with. And I think I could use these sheets, which are really cute. I don't quite go with that whole theme, but I don't know if you've seen those little journals that Natasha makes from Treasure books. I made a bunch of them. I was also trying different papers, and not everything worked. I play a lot. Okay. Boy, if you knew how much I spent on supplies for all the brilliant ideas I see that I think, oh, I can do that. All right, so I could cut this down. Got different papers. I don't think this really goes. I don't know about that. I mean, possibly. Oh, here's an, you know, I could probably put this. I wonder if this would fit. Where's my, would this fit? This was another thing I was playing with, so I don't need this piece, but I could use this. This would be a perfect little fit in here. Huh. Maybe I could just make a little second one like this. These were different hidden paper clips I made. Another hidden paper clip. Just stuff I was playing with. So yeah, I could definitely use this and put this in, and I like the colors to go with it. I could also consider gluing it on. No. Let's get signatures made. I'm gonna I think what I'll do is I'm going to get some papers, and here I have these. These can get cut down. Is that? No. All right, we're just going to start making some signatures here. Just different papers. I think I'll do, how about 2 signatures, right? So let's say, and this is cute. It's got a few stamps on it, but who cares? Some scribbles. This one has nothing. We'll use this. This is the, I think this is the right size. Yes, it is. Look at this. I probably was thinking about this for that book. Okay. Let me straighten up a little bit real quick. So this is a new thing I bought to hopefully deal with the issue I was having with my pin that wasn't working. So I'm really hoping this helps with that situation. I think I got to make sure I get the pin in. See, I was waiting a little too long. And let's put this piece away so I don't lose that. Okay. Okay. This paper's way too thick. That's not going to work. I just wonder if this is too much of that paper. Maybe I could switch some of this and put cat paper in here. I'm going to put signatures together and come back. Okay, I think I figured out somewhat of a game plan. So, and they're going to be home soon, so I'm going to explain this, possibly do it off camera, and then come back to show what I did. So I made 3 signatures of 10 pages each, and I just found stuff all over. And so I've got 3 of these, all 10 pages. And I'm going to combine a few different methods here. So Natasha has the lay flat method, and I used this when I made a poetry journal. And essentially what I'm going to do is sew these signatures, and I have here, I have my thread, I have my needles. So I'm going to sew these signatures, and then what I'm going to do is glue them and leave space here. If I can get that on camera, I will. What I may do is just not put sound while I'm doing it, okay? Maybe that's what I'll do. And then what I decided I was gonna do is I'm gonna take this piece and I cut a piece of this here. So this is going to get glued onto here with this piece over it. Then this signatures, or this 3 signatures, will get, this page here will get glued down and just leaving a little bit here. And again, they're going to be sewn. So I'm going to do that. Then let's do this here. This will get glued onto this piece. And then this is going to come on here. And then we're going to glue this, which is pretty long. Maybe it needs to be longer here. Okay. Make sure it sticks on. Right. So this is going to be on here. Then this piece will go over here. Then I've got this. And where's my other 2 side pieces? This will get glued onto here. And wherever that other piece is, where the heck? Oh, here. Okay, and this will get glued onto here. And then I'm going to glue this whole piece down to here. So that when it's finished, we'll have this here as our cover. This won't be as loose. I'll make it tighter in there, right? But it will be a lay flat journal. And you'll be able to open it up, get to the 3 signatures, and then in the back, you have a folio. And then I'm going to decorate. So let's get moving on this. And, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to glue these pieces on because they need to go. So let's do all the stuff I can do real quick before they get home. And then again, like I said, I may just work on it and just put music to it as I'm doing it to bring it together. Right, so here, this piece goes here. I'm going to just bring it along the bottom there. Press that down. And I've got this piece. So here we go. I really should have inked this, but okay. And this will all be hidden because this is going to get glued to the book, right? So we'll do all the stuff we can right now. Okay, so this is going to be nice. This will open up. See here? We could decorate that. This piece here, just, you know, I have a lot here and I'm curious to know how this is going to glue. I'm going to get my fabric glue for this piece. So let's try that. Okay, so for this, right, a good piece of this will be on here. I've got it bigger than I need, but I also wanted to make sure it's going to stick. So let's get, okay. I don't know, am I supposed to use like a what do you call it? Paintbrush and spread this? Or spread it with my fingers? Maybe that's what I should do. Why is it not? Come on out, please. Okay. I'm gonna lay this on. This will be good because this will let me see, is it really going to stick? All right. So So we got that there. And then we've got this piece. Oh shoot, look what I did. I didn't do it even. Let's bring it down. Okay. Then this piece is going over it. I wonder if I should put, you know what I'm gonna do? Here's what we're gonna do. Just to make sure, I'm gonna put a piece of double-sided tape along here. That will make me feel better. Right? So I know that's holding it. And this piece is gonna go on here. All right, so I got that. It's fine. This can be loose, I think. Well, I guess I could add more glue there if I feel the need. This is going to go on here like that. Let's just do that. Why not? So I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to use oops. Let's get some glue on there. I've got the tape. All right. Okay. You wind up there, there. Okay. So we've got that. And let's see if I can get these signatures on so I could, wow, this is really gonna, I could really cut this big, but you know what? I'll tape that down. It'll make me feel better. Let's sew some signatures on and let's make, all right, this is a template I had, but I need to make a new template because this is much smaller. You know what? This looks like it'll work for top and the bottom. I just need a new center hole. So let's do, here's my little punchy tool. Here we go. You know what? I'm going to eyeball this and then I'm just going to do the same for all of them. So let's do, here we go. So you know what? This tool makes no sense because I'm not really following it. And then I'm going to do one here. And I'll do one in the middle. And then I'll use this one as a guide for the others. All right, so here we go. We got this. So I'm going to put this in here. And you'll be my guide on this one. We got a hole there. Let's push that through. Oops. There's that hole. Come on. Oops. Geez, I haven't sewn a signature in so long. Uh-oh, where's that other hole? I don't see it. Where is it? Okay, now I see it. Make sure I got this in the right place. Okay, that's in the right place. There we go. Get that hole in. Just going to go back on here. Or I guess I could use it for this one too. Now let's just do that. Okay. Use this as a template here. Get that hole in. One. Oops. 2. That should be pretty quick to sew. Let's see how much I can get done before they get home. So I'm gonna put this one back here. And what we're doing, why I'm folding this in like this is going to be glued, and this is going to be glued to the next signature, so you're going to see this page. So that's why I put the blank pages like that. But let's grab some of this. What is it? 3 times the length is the rule. So we've got 1, 2, 3, a little extra for good measure. Okay. Let's assume that is the correct length and that I can cut 3 of these. And if it's not the correct length, well then you'll know about it because I'll let you know. And this here is waxed ribbon. Now, I've never used this before, but of course I watched some video where somebody said you should use waxed ribbon. And so I decided, well, then I must have waxed ribbon, and I went out and bought it. I mean, I watch videos and I hear somebody talk about something and I run out and I buy it. And then I don't have time to use it or make it. And then I forget I have it. And yeah, it's out of control. So I'm really, if you saw my stockpile of paper and the fact that I'm buying digitals and the ink I'm going through, which is ridiculous. Oh, come on, please get in here. We don't have time. We're in a rush. Dang it. There we go. Okay. Got the inks done. Let us sew our signatures. Let's just grab one of these. Oops. Come on, come out. Here we go. Okay. So what is it? You start on the end. Right? Yes. Then you pull, leave some. Go through the center. Am I doing this right? No, I'm doing it wrong. Oh, crud. Okay, so let's do this the right way. We're going to start in the center. We're going to leave some there. I'm going to go up to the top. Right, go through that hole. Go across, go down. Oops. Okay. Then go back through here. Go on. I don't want to split it. Let's see. I do want here. Okay. So got one on each side. I'm just going to pull it tight. Tie this in a knot. Tie it again. Okay. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the excess. I may put beads or something, but for now I'm just going to leave that. Which one is this here? Okay, perfect. I can now show you how this is going to work. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, and of course I'm going to glue this, but I'm leaving space here. Okay, I don't want to go all the way to the end. See what I'm doing? Right? I'm going to go here. Whoop, don't want to go off the edge. I'm going to glue this down. And this works so nice. Okay, they're not all. Make sure it's straight. Let me just make sure it's straight. Yes. Okay, this is straight. So now I'm going to try to eyeball the center here. And glue this in. Okay. All right, let's do the next signature. Let's see if I can get all these signatures done. Wouldn't that be amazing? Come on. Oh, dang it. All right, let's try this side. So, you know, I have the thread I have a lot of embroidery floss to do signatures. But then I read you should use the waxed. I don't know, what do you guys use? Do you use the waxed? Okay. Whoops. Come on, go through. Hello, what was the point of putting the hole if you're not going to work? You know what I didn't do, which I should have done, was held these, like at least put paper clip or something on them, right? But no, we're pushing on time here. So we're taking shortcuts, but actually it's fairly easy. It's going pretty good. Okay. Get that back through the center. You guys, you're going to love how this comes out. I mean, the signatures and the binding technique that Natasha does with the fold flat method. It's really cool. I like it a lot. Okay, let's pull these tight. Okay, do that again. Okay, let's see. This is going to be, make this the middle signature, right? Or do we want this the end? Yeah, actually we're going to make this the end so it matches. So hold on, let's do this last one. And then I'll embellish. There really is a lot of stuff here. I bet you with that other, those shutters that I didn't use, I bet you I could put them in and do something with that. And these are going pretty quick. Let's see. I hope my head's not sticking in this video. Yeah, I woke up. My daughter was sick 2 days this week. It was awful. She was projectile vomiting like Sybil. Felt so bad for her. It's so awful for them when they're that sick. And then she felt better. She had fever. And then I've just been feeling so queasy. Definitely not pregnant. I'm pushing 60 here. Well, I'll be 58 this year. So I'm not pregnant. So I don't know what she had. Maybe it was like some 48-hour bug. But I've been feeling queasy. And then I got up this morning and I didn't feel right. And I took my temperature and it was only 99. But I'm one of those people that has a really low normal temperature. So I'm like usually in the 97s. And I typically don't even count 99 as fever, but I just was not feeling good. And let's see if these roll in the right direction. Okay. It's good. Okay, so that's going to go in this direction. So now, here, watch what I do. This is so cool. Watch this. All right, so I'm going to glue this onto here again. I'm going to leave space. I'm not going all the way to the end. But watch this. Right. I love Natasha's stuff. If I tell you, I have a whole bag here of onion peels to dye paper with onion peels, but I forbid myself from doing that until I finish my projects. I'm like, not craft projects, but like life and work projects that I've been doing. I have a book that has to be finished this weekend. And what am I doing? I'm crafting. But I will tell you, crafting just sparks creativity in me. So I feel like I'll be able to finish that book. It must be done this weekend. Oops, hold on. Okay, the TV popped on. And this last signature is done. So let's do this. Oh my goodness. Am I going to be able to finish this with you guys? Is this in the right direction? Is there anything that needs to be facing a certain way? No? Okay. Awesome sauce. So I'm going to put this here. Glue this one on. Okay. Right, so it's a different kind of binding, but I like it. And I just didn't feel like this one needed the full I don't know if that's gonna work. Okay, again, I don't think this one was directional. I think this one's fine. Okay, so let's get this on. I'm just gonna kind of squiggle it so it's straight. There we go. Okay, so now let's get these on. Press them down. So you lose a page, right? Because wherever it was, let's see, where's the... Here, so like these are glued together, right? And I could trim this piece here that kind of overlapped a little bit because these weren't all exactly the same size. So we'll go through and fix those, but they're fine. Look, so I've got 3 signatures and it folds flat. Okay, so when you do it like that, it just holds it. So now we're going to, I think I'm going to take some of this off. I think it's too much. And you see here, we're going to let it, oh, this one really needs to be over more. Dang it. I don't know if I can get it. I can't get it over more. That's just going to have to stay like that. Okay. Maybe I can, I think this is too much. I'm going to cut some of this off. So let's get some of this off. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to glue this down here. And again, we're not going to go close to the edge, but what I am going to do, because I want this pulled back a little bit, I'm just going to try to, I don't know, we're going to see. So I want to get, you know what? Where's it going to go? It's going to be most of this. Let's just get on here. Right, and then I want to get on here. And again, we want to leave that edge. And I think we're going to use the finger on this, right? And kind of spread it a little bit. And here. And again, it's not going to be butted up to it. Lord. I will just wipe my finger on a piece of paper. There we go. Okay. Let's try to pull this back a bit and then wrap this. We're not going to do it too tight, but oh, and you know what I'm realizing? Dang it. That's a problem. That's a problem. This needs to be on here. And then this needs to go on here. Okay. Lesson learned. Let's get the rest of this on. See? We're all learning here. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. All right, so let's get this on. Is that right? Oh, I think it was supposed to be in the other direction. All right, it's okay though. It's covered. So that piece in there is covered. And now this is where it's going to go here. And I'm going to cover this here a little bit. And again here, because I kind of wiped that off. I don't know. Is this what I wanted to do? Now I'm not sure. Okay. And then this will go on here. Right? And then this, look how cute. This gets glued onto here, but we're going to cover this piece here just to make sure you stay on, right? Don't want you coming off. Oh my goodness. Okay. And I think I'll put, let's take you off. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Take you off. Okay. And we're going to put glue on you. Why aren't you coming out? Come on. I'm in grief right now. We don't have time for this. Oh man, I just stuck the fin in my finger. Dang it, that hurt. We're so close, you guys, and they're gonna be home any second. All right, I think I got that. Hope I don't get blood all over this. Well, it doesn't look like it's bleeding, but I did stick it in there. Okay, let's try this again. All right. All right, I am going to put on here. You know what, that's gonna go. I'm gonna put glue on here. I wanna make sure this stays down. Come on, you. Why aren't you coming out now? Don't give me a hard time. I wonder if I should put the fabric glue here. Come on. Why? Why must you give me a hard time? Here, let's put fabric glue here. Okay. All right, let's try this. This is gonna go right on here. And I think press it down from this side. This is, as my niece would say, adorbs. Or at least she used to say that. I don't know if she says it anymore. She's older now. Okay. So we still have some pretty decorating to do, but this opens like this, right? Then you're going to open this, and it's a lay flat journal. So all the pages will open, and we can put all kinds of decorations in here. And we're going to trim these little, see all these little edges here? This is where we glued the pages together, right? So we'll just get the little excess off. Don't need all that on there. Whoops. Oh, and my cutter crapped out, right? So you got all this. I can put some beads on here. And then this goes like that, right? So it's on the back of this. And then this is going to open right? So we have little tuck spots. The shutter opens, and we've got this here that goes in and out. There we go. Let's get that in. I don't know, I may have to make that a little smaller. We'll see. We'll decorate this, decorate these. We've got the back here we could do stuff with. But I think, okay, I'm happy with this. I will do an update after I get all the final decorations in. Maybe I'll put some kind of closure here. Oh my gosh, I'm happy with this. I hope you enjoyed this.